352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Do you drink bottled water because you don't like the taste of your tap water, or you suspect it's not safe?
Not anymore. I went to SafewayWater.com. Their water doctors make free house calls, and they are trained water treatment professionals.
If your water is under the weather or you're dealing with well water problems, call Safeway Water at 855-999-SAFE.
And be sure to drink plenty of water each day to keep the doctor away. Safeway.
SafewayWater.com. All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Tuesday morning. Don't forget, let's see, I have to wait for Robin to come in. I have a question for her regarding the public library, keeping the public library public campaign. I think Thursday is the day, but I need Robin in here to tell me if I'm right or not about that. Anyway, if you want to sign the petition, you can do it online. You go to the WOCA Facebook page. There's a link on there. I think, Robin, you put it there. I think I put it there also.
Oh, you put the a link there on the very top, and then I put the date, the 24th at 7 p.m. with the address in case anybody wants to go to the Marion County Commission public hearing. That's the last hearing is this week, September 24th.
2 days from today.
Yep, on Thursday at 7 p.m. So if you want to voice your opinion about keeping the Marion County Public Library public, be there.
And you can sign the petition at the link that is on the page here. And if you just go to the WOCA,
WOCA Facebook page and click on the picture, and it'll take you right there. That's what you did.
I know, but the thing is this. WOCA has more than one Facebook page. One of these days, we have to figure out how to get rid of the other ones. But the one that we're using all the time is facebook.com/newstalk.WOCA. That's the one that we use. The other ones we don't really use. And people still post things on there, but that's...
I know.
But you're not going to find the petition to keep the public library public on any of the others. You'll only find it on this one, Newstalk. Let's see, facebook.com/newstalk.WOCA.
Yeah, that's the original one. The original.
All right, let's see, other things in the news. Okay, I started telling you about this pill. It's called Daraprim. It jumped in cost from $13.50 to $750 a pill overnight.
Gosh.
So if you have this pill, then I guess you could sell it, make some money. The drug, which treats a rare infection, can also be used as part of a cancer and HIV treatment. It was recently bought by a company called Turing Pharmaceuticals, Turing, and because of the fact that it can be used as part of a cancer and HIV treatment, they decided to make it cost more money. The drug's more than 60 years old.
Yeah.
But Turing decided it wanted to make a big profit off of it at 5,000% increase.
They don't care about human life. They just care about their bottom line.
The move has doctors, patients, and even the previous owner of the rights to market this drug up in arms. That's the Hills Company, HILLZ.
Well, the government gets involved in price gouging at the gas pumps. Why don't they get involved in price gouging right here?
Good point. Let's see. The peanuts would be an issue, too. Yesterday, the former owner of a peanut company in Georgia was sentenced to 28 years in prison. You might have heard that. That's because his company knowingly shipped peanut butter contaminated with salmonella to customers, causing 9 people to die, hundreds of people to become sick between 2008 and 2009. Contamination at the company, known as Peanut Corporation of America, led to one of the biggest food recalls ever, and now it's led to one of the longest sentences ever for a food recall. There you go.
Yeah.
And yesterday, the Wall Street Journal reported that the fruit is trying to roll out an electric car by 2009.
The fruit.
The fruit.
Is that a car company?
Hold on. It's something new for me, too. I had to figure it out. The fruit is what they're calling Apple.
Oh.
So in other words, the Apple company is going to roll out an electric car by 2019, which is earlier than expected. The project is being called Titan because they decided the word iCar was too basic. They didn't want to call their car the iCar, so they're calling it Titan.
I like that name better.
This would put Apple in direct competition with Tesla, which is the biggest name in electric cars right now. So there you go.
Well, they'll have their own charging stations then. That way you can multitask. You can charge your phone, charge your car, charge your computer all at one time.
Do they have to figure out a way to be able to charge them quick, though?
Yeah.
It takes a long time to charge a car.
You're not kidding.
The newspaper, the New York Times, is reporting that the U.S. military has a long-standing policy of ignoring the sexual abuse of children in Afghanistan. This has always been a problem in the country, especially in rural areas where Afghan commanders have control over entire villages. But the New York Times says the American soldiers and Marines have been told not to stop the abuse, even when those Afghan commanders involved are backed by the U.S., and even when it happens on military bases.
Yeah, isn't that is just disgusting.
Now a service member who went against the policy is being forced to leave the Army.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It's not good.
To serve and protect, everybody. Oh my God. That is not good.
Well, good for the guy, though, who stood up to him.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Good for that guy.
I mean, that's wrong. Totally wrong. To just turn an eye on that.
Governors were touted as the strongest part of the Republican field this election cycle, yet for the second time in 2 weeks, a governor has dropped out of the race. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker now has ended his campaign. Back in July, he was the front runner in Iowa, but his promising start was dashed after poor debate performance discouraged donors. Walker encouraged other candidates to get out as well, so that they would be clear conservative alternative to Donald Trump. So he got out so that somebody else would beat Donald Trump. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, no, Trump all the way.
After a couple of days in Cuba,
Interesting.
Pope Francis is coming to the United States today. His first stop will be in Washington, D.C., where he will go to the White House. It's the first time for a pope ever to go to the White House. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
He will also address a joint session of Congress. On Thursday, the Pope moves on to New York, where he will address the UN General Assembly. He will also visit the 9/11 Memorial and hold Mass at Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
He will end his trip this weekend in the city of brotherly love, known as Philadelphia. He'll be at a thing called the World Meeting of Families.
Oh my gosh.
So, if you're and from what you say, Robin, because your son works in New York City,
Yep.
there are some transportation issues that those who commute in New York City will have to do differently, especially if they get off in Penn Station.
Exactly.
Is that where your son gets off?
Yes.
In Penn Station?
Yep, he gets off in Penn Station. So the city is going to figure out how to do the train schedules and routes and things like that.
You might have heard this story. A little girl named Bella Bond. She was known as Baby Doe. Nobody knew who she was in the city of Boston. Was she killed because her mother's boyfriend thought she was possessed? That's the question. That's what prosecutors are alleging anyway. It's a sad case during a bail hearing for the mother and boyfriend. The boyfriend, who reportedly said Bella was a demon and that it was her time to die, was held without bail. The mother's bail was set at $1 million, also at the hearing. Joe Amoroso, Bella's biological father, who never met the girl.
They just didn't want to deal with having to raise a child. Adoption.
Yeah.
I hate that.
There's been a recent uptick in the number of unaccompanied minors and families crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. Authorities say it's nothing like they saw last year, though. The increase came in August, which is unusual because the number of undocumented immigrants attempting to cross tends to drop because of the danger from hot temperatures. But there is a spike. Authorities aren't sure why. There is a theory. The theory is that the migrant crisis in Europe, coupled with the United States' plans to accept more Syrian refugees, is encouraging more immigrants to take the journey north out of Mexico.
Yeah, gotta do something.
Could be that's what's happening.
Gotta do something.
And locally, that shooting at the
Cloud Nine
nightclub, they have a guy in custody now.
Thank God.
He's 24 years old. His name is Laquan Ria Mel Barrow. He already has an attorney. He was arrested yesterday and charged with second-degree murder in the death of Benitria Robinson, who I believe was a Forest High School graduate.
I think
Am I
so,
right?
yeah.
She was currently studying down in Palm Beach State College.
Yeah.
The alleged shooter, Barrow, was taken into custody by members of the Marion County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals Service. The deadly shooting happened 1:30 Sunday morning, as you probably know, on the 13th, not this past Sunday, but on the 13th.
Yeah.
The club is on South Pine Avenue. Robinson, a student at Palm Beach State College, was pronounced dead at the scene. Right now, there's a memorial, makeshift memorial, as a lot of deaths end up with makeshift memorials around the country. So there's a makeshift memorial for her. It's balloons and flowers and things of that sort.
And there were 5 other people that were injured. So
5 other people injured, right?
That is horrible.
And some folks from Levy County have gone up to Tallahassee to ask State Representative Charlie Stone and State Senator Charlie Dean to address the problem of excessive nitrates in their wells. Lots of nitrates showing up in their wells, and what they are asking for is a study, specifically for money to make a study. And I found it interesting what Charlie Stone said in reply. He said, some of the worst polluters in the state of Florida is the government.
Good for him.
So once we clean up our own sites, you'll see a major improvement in water quality.
Yeah, I heard your news this morning.
Well, that'll be interesting to see what they do about that.
Yeah.
And, Pam Bondi is a smart lady. She happens to be a pretty lady also. Attorney General Pam Bondi, tough lady too, if I could mention that. She, together with Orange County Sheriff Jerry Demings and the Metropolitan Bureau of Investigation, yesterday announced the arrest of 21 people charged with drug and human trafficking. They were holding human beings, I presume women, against their will, using drugs to keep them in bondage, selling them for sex.
God.
Selling them for
What
sex.
is wrong with people?
Congratulations, Pam Bondi, and all of the
Congratulations.
law enforcement officers for getting some off our streets. We'll be right back.
This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.